Hello, welcome to this tutorial video. In this tutorial video, I'll be introducing you to the new version of ECMS, and I'll be showing you the new features on the front desk. So let's get straight to the front desk. Front desk. A lot has been modified on the front desk. Okay, so here we have we still have the search bar. Now we have the patient details here. Here you can register new patients by clicking this button. Then you can see this is where the patient details will show up, and a few buttons here to manage this particular patient. Then once you do a search here for a patient, okay, the details of the patient would show up on each of these tabs. So first of all, let's do a search first. So I'm going to search for patient number 1. Patient 1, then search. So once I search, the patient's image will appear here, then a few details will appear here: registration number, name, sex, phone, and address. Then these buttons here would be enabled. The first button here is to view the patient's details. You can see basic information, visits, renewals, sponsor. Okay, this is still the same thing like what we had on the older version of ECMS. You can see visits, then renewals, bills, dependents. Okay, so that's the full details of the patient. Then the next button here is editing the patient's details. So with that button, you can edit the passport, the basic information, and the contact information. Then the next button is add to queue. So once I search, I can quickly queue this patient to a doctor. All I just need to do is click the queue button, select the doctor, and then save. Then the second to the last here is the SMS button. So if you want to send this patient an SMS, I just click this button, and the SMS interface would pop. You can see the phone number of the patient, and this is where you enter the message. So I can enter a message and say, for example, I can enter this message that says, come pick your lenses. Okay, so once I do that, I send. So this patient will receive this SMS, this message from us. Then the last button is email. If you want to send this patient an email, and click on that button, then the patient's email will be here. I enter the subject, then enter the body of the email. With these controls, I can make my text bold, italic, underlined. I can even create tables if I want to. Create tables in the body of the mail. You can see my table. I can also choose the font size, my font, then select font size 2. Then the color, can do that. So this is for sending an email to this particular patient. So once you search for a patient and this detail shows up here, you have this series of buttons to view full description, full patient information, edit the patient's record, queue the patient, SMS the patient, and also email the patient. Now once you search here, you have these details here, and also have other details here. So you can see on this new front desk, we have patient's vitals. So once you search for this patient here, the vitals information will come up here. Let me pick one. So you can see here you have the blood pressure, the height, the weight, the BMI, pulse rate would all show up. Now this unit you're seeing here would come from your settings in master. In master settings, there's a place where you will set this up for your clinic. Okay, in my first video before this video, in video number 1, which shows the introduction to the new version, on that video you will see where I did the settings for this units. Okay, so once you search, the details will appear here, and other details will also appear here for this particular patient I just searched for. So these are the vitals, and this will be the date for each of the vitals, the different vitals. I can save, I can claim. So with this now, a nurse can make entries for these vitals, can also edit and collect the information from the patient before the patient even gets to see the doctor. Next, after doing the search, you have patient sponsor. So if this patient has HMO, okay, once you search, the HMO would show up here. But if the patient has no HMO you want to add, you can just search for the patient, come here under the patient sponsor tab, click on add sponsor, and fill the information for the HMO. Then once you do that, you have successfully linked the patient to the particular HMO. For this particular patient, you can see the HMOs here and other sponsors, patients that are sponsors here. You can see General Medicare, and you can see the ones that are active and the ones that are not active. Now the next tab is the patient renewals. Okay, this is just the registration information of the patient. At the point of registering, this patient was registered under C&C Vision, which is the HMO. Okay, then the last one is all the patient's appointments. You can see these are all the patient's appointments. So once you search for a patient using the patient registration number or using the advanced search, the top, this area would show you everything that has to do with the patient. So here you can see the details and manage anything you want to manage here. Here you can also manage the patient's vitals, patient sponsor, patient renewal, that is registration, and the appointments. So you can see these are the appointments. So this section will show you everything that has to do with this patient. Okay, once I search for another patient, it would change. You can see vitals, very deep, no vital. You can see few HMO here. If I want to add another one, I can do that here. So once you search either here or through the advanced search, the details here would be specific to this particular patient you just searched. If I want to register a new patient, I just click on this registration button. Once I click on that, I can register a new patient, and everything here will be refreshed for that new patient I just registered. Okay, coming down here, now we have the queue here, patient queue. You can see it's refreshed. Then you have activity. Now, this column is just added. Once you queue the patient to the doctor, and the doctor starts making entries such as prescription, CVF, IOP, such information will be updated here. So you'll be seeing a live update of whatever entry that has been made for the patient. So with this, you know that you're going to be billing for CVF consultation, you'll be billing for prescription, you'll be billing for IOP and every other test that's been done on the patient. So this patient activity is where you watch to know the different tests the doctor has done on this patient. Okay, so once you look at it, you see all the tests carried out for this patient. They'll be reflecting here automatically. You can click queue, you can add patient to queue. The next tab is the patient list. We still have this here. So as you register the patients daily, you have their list here. Then next, you have surgery schedule. So if you perform surgery in your clinic, you can always create a schedule here. Just click on the add surgery schedule button, then fill the information for the patient. Surgery type, surgery date, theater in, theater time out, notes. Is it completed? Which doctor is performing the surgery? Then you save. As simple as that. The next, appointments. So with the front desk can still add appointments now. So now front desk can schedule appointments. So if you're in the front desk, you can come to appointments, click on schedule appointments, fill this information. If it's a recurring appointment, you select this, then choose the last date, the frequency in days, the start reminder date, okay, the duration of the appointment, and the next appointment date. Then you save. Then the last panel here is the birthday. So these panels can collapse. You can see. The last one here is birthday. So here will still show you your birthday and your anniversary. Okay. So back to the top. Okay, so this area would show you the result of a searched patient, and these panels will give you access to queue, patient list, surgery schedule, appointments, birthdays. So let's look at the search area here. We have two new buttons, the generic email and the generic SMS. So clicking on generic email, you can send a generic email. So let's look at the features we have here. Recipient type. So selecting this, you can send to all patients. Then you can also send to all staff. So let's select all patients. Then for the branch, it says select the recipient type. Select the branch. If the email is to be sent to a particular branch, else leave blank. So if I'm sending to a particular branch, I can select the branch. If I don't want to send to all the patients in all my branches, I leave it blank. Then the subject, and here the message, the body of the email. Same thing with SMS. I have a generic SMS button here. Once I click this, I can send an SMS to all my patients or all staff. Then for branch, the same thing, either I select a particular branch or I don't select any branch. So once I leave this blank, it will send it to all my patients across all the branches. Then on the SMS here, we have something called the placeholder. The same thing with email. Okay, so let me explain what the placeholder does. So let's say I'm in the email. Let me do it for the SMS first. For SMS, this is how the placeholder works. I want to send a generic SMS to all my patients in all my branches. I said this is the body of the SMS. Hello. I have two placeholders, the patient name and the organization name. I pick patient name. Now, this placeholder will be replaced with the patient's name. So it will loop through all my patients and replace this with the patient's name. So it will be, hello, Victor, how are you? So once I send this, each of my patients, this will be replaced with their name. Then I'll now say at the end of the SMS, I said by organization name. So this will be replaced with the patient name, and this will be replaced with the organization name. So it will be, hello Victor, how are you? By Sample Clinic or by this and this clinic. Okay, so the placeholder is where you want the patient's name to appear in the message. So as you're typing your message, select the placeholder to pinpoint where you want the patient's name to be placed on that message and the organization name to be placed in that message too. So the same thing for the email. It's a placeholder. So once you type your email, where you want the patient name to appear, select the placeholder, patient name. That patient's name will appear there and they will get a message customized with their name. So it will be, hello John, hello Victor, if they are Victor or John in your record. Okay, so it will look through all your patients and replace the patient name and organization name using the placeholders. Okay, so they will get a customized mail or SMS mentioning their name. Okay, so that's the feature on the front desk. Okay, the next video we'll be looking at the doctor's desk. Okay, thank you very much.